Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syamiade bin Nasaruddin and from J4EM110-4E and my metric number is 2019400618. So for today, I will make a video about T2 experiment, which is the Boyle's Law. So without wasting our time, let's check this video. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So now I will move to the experiment of the Boyle's Law, which is the T2 experiment. So for the objective of the experiment is to determine the relationship between the pressure and value of a gas with fixed mass at constant temperature. So for the safety procedure, switch off all equipment after experiment, ensure the pump and valve are closed, and wear safety boots and lab coats. So for the apparatus and the procedure for the T2 experiment. So now I will tell the apparatus for the T2 experiment. So for the number 1 is the valve BV102. The number 2, this blue one, is the valve BV101. And the number 3 is filler opening AV102. And the 4, this one is the pressurizing cylinder T102. And the number 5 is the globe valve GV101. And the number 6 is the drain valve BV104. And the number 7 is the compressor. Number 8 is the pressure sensor. Number 9 is the pressure relief valve. And the number 10 is the vacuum hand pump. Number 11 is the pressure sensor. Number 12 is the pressure relief valve. Number 13 is the temperature sensor, the small one. The 40 is the measuring cylinder T101. Number 15 is the control panel. 16 is the pressure indicator PT101. 70 is the temperature indicator TT101. And the middle one, 18, is the pressure indicator PT102. And the 19 is the flow rate indicator. 20 is the compressor on off switch P101. Number 21, main on off switch. Number 22, emergency substance. Number 23, the blue one, is the drain valve BV103. And the 24, this one is the flow meter. So for the procedure, I will use this picture also. So for the startup procedure, we will connect all equipment to the power supply, this one power supply, and after that we will perform a quick inspection to make sure the equipment is proper working condition. So we will on and make sure the equipment for all parts is working, and next we will ensure that all valve any circular and main switch and air compressor P101 is switch turned off. So we must make sure the valve, all valve, this one, we will make sure it closed, and the main switch, number 21, and the air compressor, this one, and P101, which is the compressor on off switch, is turned off. So after we ensure all the valve and the switch are on and off, and we will switch on the main supply, the PT101, PT102, and TT101 display should split up. So when we open the power supply, we can see the PT101, PT102, and the TT101 is opening, and we can see the LED number is light up on the display. So after the number is light up, so we can know that the equipment is ready to use. So next is the experiment A, which is the compression of gas. So for the procedure compression of gas, we must perform the startup procedure that I told before, and thus we will fully open the valve BV101. So the BV101 is the number 2, this one, this valve. And then we record the initial pressure reading on PT101 at the 16 one, and the volume and the temperature on air in T101. And then we will switch on the air compressor, which is the number 7. And then when the pressure in T102 reach when the pressure in T102 reach 0.8 bar, switch off P101 and close the valve BV101. So when the pressure in the T102, this one, is hold at the 0.8 bar, then we will switch off P101, which is the compressor on off switch. And then after that, we will close the valve BV101, the number 2, and we will slowly open the valve GV101. So the GV101 is the number 5, this one, the red one. So after we slowly open, we will take the temperature reading on TT101 and make sure the volume of air did not change. And after that, the procedure number 7 is close GV101. We close it, and then when the oil level reach 214 milliliters, I'm sorry. And after when the oil reach 2400 milliliters, we will wait the pressure reading on PT101 to stabilize, and then we will record the reading and together with the temperature of air and the TT101. I'm sorry, the temperature of air is TT101, which is the 17. So we will repeat the step number 6 and the 7, and we will record all pressure and volume measurement accordingly on the table that given in the lab sheet, and we will perform the shutdown procedure. So the shutdown procedure I will tell at the after experiment B is where the expansion of gas. So we will move to the experiment B, expansion of gas. So like before, we will perform the startup procedure. So after that, we will open the valve BV102, the number 1, and then we will record the initial pressure reading on the PT101 and volume PT101 and the temperature in air with the TT101. So after that, we will fully open the GV101, the red one, and after that we will operate the vacuum hand pump, this red one with the number 10. We will operate the vacuum hand pump until the volume of air reach 2600 milliliter, and ensure that the temperature of the reading of the TT101 does not change. And after the pressure of the reading of PT101 is stabilized, we will record the reading together with the temperature of air, which is the TT101. And after that, we will repeat step 5 and 6 for 2700 milliliter, 2800 milliliter, and 3000 and 3100 milliliter, and lastly is 3200 milliliter. And then we will record all the pressure volume measurement accordingly, and we will perform the shutdown procedure. So for the shutdown procedure, we will ensure the pump switch is turned off and all valves are closed. So we will off all the equipment, and we make sure the valve is off. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after that, if the tank are under pressure, we can see at the pressure PT101. We will open BV102, the number 1, and the GV101, the red one. Then we will operate using the vacuum hand pump P102 until both tanks reach 0 bar of pressure, and then we will close all valve. So after, if the tank are under vacuum, we will open BV101, the number 2, and we will open GV101, this one, and then we will switch on P101, the switch on button, and until the both tank reach 0 bar, and after that we will switch off the button and close all valve, and then we will switch off the main power supply. So with that will be the end part of the part A. Now I will go to the part B of this experiment. So for the part B, I will do the graph and the table for the result for the Boyle's law. So the result, I have shown the calculation in the video before. So now I will just fill the table. So after finish the table, now I will plot the graph. So for the graph for the result and analysis for the T2 experiment with the Boyle's law, so we need to do the volume versus the pressure, which is the pressure for the experimental and the theoretical. So for the conclusion, we can see that for the compression experiment, the pressure is higher, and for the expansion experiment, we can see the pressure is lower than the compression experiment, because the different compression and the pressure in the tank, so there will be different pressure of the tank. So after that, we can see the theoretical and experimental result almost the same. It a little bit different, but the difference is about 0.01 like that. So for the objective of the project, which is the determine the relationship between the pressure and the volume of gas with fixed mass at the constant temperature, is successfully achieved. So for the summarize the possible error, so for me, we can see the error will come if the student did not close the valve closely, and for the suggestion of the methods, so for the suggestion of the method, I think we can do the double or triple time to get the precise value of the pressure. So with that, we can get the exact value for the experiment. And lastly, for the application of the Boyle's Law experiment, so we can see the Boyle's Law experiment in the air pump, scuba diving, and the spray paint. So with that will be the end of my video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and thank you.